Hi there, good morning. This is Magdalena Gabriel from Forte Training Company. Welcome to another of our Q&A sessions. I've got with me VUCA and Jess, who will be helping me answer some of the questions you've been asking us even the last couple of weeks. So first of all, good morning, welcome. Welcome, Jess, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hello, good morning.
So you may remember Jess from our last session. Hi, Jess.
Hiya.
Hello, and we have got a new addition to the team who has been with us all along, but she couldn't make it last week. VUCA, would you like to say hello and just introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. Hello, my name is VUCA. Some people call me V, but fun fact for you, VUCA actually means joy. So just a little sideline there for you. I'm a coach, I'm a leadership specialist, really passionate in the areas of resilience and leadership management. Interesting fact about me, I am a martial arts student, but I'm also being trained up to be a martial arts instructor. So my way of relaxing is to do a little bit of karate chopping. So there we go.
And V is amazing. If you have had the privilege of coming to one of our sessions before, actually, we did a International Women's Day conference last year, and VUCA was delivering a talk, and she actually did a bit. What was it that you taught us? Was it like
a kiai, like a war cry?
Oh, that was amazing. Everybody loved it, and it was just proper kick-ass experience. So yeah,
absolutely. We all need a war cry moment every now and then. Why not?
Yes, it really helped. So no, thank you very much. It's really lovely to see you both, ladies, and it's really
Great to be here.
To answering some of the questions we've been asked. So admittedly, you have had so many takeaways, and we've shared your takeaways in our newsletters, and you've explained the kind of aha moments and things you have taken away. But there was also lots of questions in addition about your specific situations, your circumstances. So we thought it would be really beneficial for us to kind of come together and answer those questions for those who asked, but also to others who may be having the same questions, the same dilemmas. So that's what today is all about. Okay, so let's go to the first question, which I'm going to hand over to Jess. So Jess, there was this one which we came across in your session. I think we all want to know modern trends for CVs. What are the recruiters looking for now?
I think what they are looking for is just a really fresh new take on CVs and just how you present yourself. And we cover mainly the bulk of that in the training. So it was answered in the session. So if you want to know more, I would definitely pop on to the course.
Yeah. And you actually do give out some templates as well that people can use for their own, for their own individual circumstances.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And this one was a lot of people were asking about the text format because you mentioned that there is a need sometimes to convert a CV into a text format. Can you tell us why that might be?
Yeah, so some job boards will actually say, can I have this in text format? And it's just better for them to format it and pick out key things. You can save your document in Word and just click File and Save As, and text format will be there, so you can save it that way. Yeah. It's not all the time, it's just in particular job boards.
No, that's brilliant. So it will be, it will be explained when you need to convert CV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. And one more for you, Jess. How do you capture non-numerical achievements? So, we talked about, kind of, KPIs and, when you can use percentages, but what about achievements that cannot be kind of captured using those numericals?
Again, that will be covered in the session, but it's all about visuals and it's how it's presented in the CV. So again, I won't go into too much detail, but it would be better to jump on board on the session because it's just how it looks.
Yeah, and you actually do cover like a framework system that you can use to kind of identify how those achievements can be articulated using the non-numerical non-numerical format. So that's really, really useful. Brilliant. There was a question for prioritization based on projects. So Mandy answered those questions in quite a lot of detail last time. But it basically boils down to understanding the difference between urgent and important. And once you do, actually Mandy covers a brilliant prioritization maths, which is a fantastic method of really understanding how you can save yourself the time by really responding to things that need to be responded to urgently. So that's a really good and really useful kind of framework. And yeah, many of you have said in our sessions how beneficial you have found a particular section of the training. V, I have got a question for you.
Sure.
So we've been hearing from our delegates that more and more recruiters are asking about resilience in CVs. Can you explain, or can you answer what would be the answer to that resilience question in an interview?
I'm really pleased to hear that is a question, because I think the world has changed. And where resilience was kind of seen as a fluffy thing that happened at home, now the world has changed. So for a lot of people, the home is the workplace, that blend. It's not work-life balance, it's work-life harmony. So having the ability to demonstrate resilience is actually really important. But that's part of the secret sauce. So my encouragement is for people to come along to the course. We are running a resilience course, and hear more about that, because it's not a soft skill. It's not a softly thing. It is actually a hard skill that is required, not just of individuals, but of organizations as well. How do you become more resilient? And how do you build that muscle, not just in the times of difficulty? How do you build that up so that when the difficult times do actually happen, you're in a good place to manage and deal with that and mitigate any kind of negative things happening?
Because one thing I would say about resilience is that, like you said, I love that, you know, comparison to muscle, because it is like a muscle. But the thing with muscles and with resilience is that in order for you to kind of be able to fall back on it when you need it, when you are in a difficult situation, you need to start working on that, you know, in advance. So, you know, if you are thinking about kind of building up your resilience, now is a really good time to start before you need
things happen.
Yeah.
And I think people tend to think resilience only matters when something bad happens. We all need resilience because we're all dealing with different aspects of our lives. But that's something we go into a bit more detail on, because we're not one-dimensional beings. You know, we have work, we've got home, we've got relationships, we've got finances, and you might need resilience for one of those areas of your life. So you're quite right. It's not about waiting for the unexpected to happen. It's about all the things you do before the unexpected happens, so that you're in a good place to manage that.
Especially that now is such a big time of change, and you know there is so many uncertain things. You kind of, you know, you need that resilience right now. So you know, it's really the best time to kind of participate and really start building your own resilience and start growing it. So brilliant, thank you very much. I'll take the next question. It is something that is covered in Jess's CV course, but this is about work portfolio. So a lot of executive applicants are being asked to provide portfolio in addition to their CV when they are applying for jobs. And I think a portfolio is kind of a new concept. And the best way to do it is, you know, again, Jess covers the templates that you can use. It's a very visual way of kind of putting, you know, your skills on a piece of paper, explaining the projects you've participated in, the quick wins you've managed to achieve. It's a really good, useful tool. And the reason we are covering that, because more and more recruiters are asking for a portfolio to be provided in addition to a CV. So we will explain to you how to do it, what is the best way of doing it. And admittedly, again, time is of an essence, because you know, it's a good idea to start creating one now, so that when you do get asked for a portfolio in the future, you've already got it, and you can tailor it for the jobs that you are going for. Okay. This is a quick one for you, Jess. We had a question, does it matter when you submit your application? So for example, does it matter if you submit an application one day before the deadline or a week before the deadline? What's kind of, what's your take on that? You've recruited a lot of people in the past.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter at all when you've submitted it, as long as it's before the deadline. If it's after the deadline, of course, it's not going to go through, but it doesn't, we don't look at the dates of when you've actually been interested in the role, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, as long as it's in time, I guess,
Exactly.
that's the crucial point. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next one is a question about lack of confidence. So a lot of people are coming to us saying, this pandemic, because of the lockdown, because of the fact that our social interactions have been, compromised, I do really feel like I'm really out of touch. And, a lot of people are saying, I'm applying for jobs, but I really do not feel the confidence. And I really do worry about what's going to happen when I do get a job. How am I going to present myself? How am I going to feel the old self? So it's a really, really good question. And, trust us, a lot of people are kind of in the same boat at the moment. And my answer to that would be, again, we can help you, bring back the old self. We look at the imposter syndrome, which is something that a lot of people are suffering with at the moment. And a lot of it affects a lot of how you achieve it. People who want to deliver well, who have got that drive, who have got that inspiration, and somehow they feel like they are lacking. And there is a lot of different reasons for that. Partly because of the lockdown, because our relationships have been shifted, because we've been forced to kind of operate in a completely different way to what we are used to. That imposter syndrome is really, really good when you are approaching a new situation, when you're entering a new workplace, when you are, suddenly maybe responsible for a new team. Maybe, you are going to a university, and again, you're going to find yourself in a group of strangers ultimately. So we cover all of those. We cover how you can prepare yourself. We cover how you can look for things that trigger your imposter syndrome. So it's a really, really good session to come to. The other thing is that personal branding. So if you know who you are, if you understand what your values are, if you think about how you want others to perceive you, but first of all, if you really understand yourself, that really can help you then communicate those values, those beliefs, your talents, your skills in the most effective way. And the personal branding is something that, that Mandy covers really well in her personal branding session. So again, if that's, these are some of the thoughts that are going through your head right now, please do get in touch, because we can help you, we can prepare you ahead of the time when you need to be displaying those those behaviors, when you feel like you need to act with confidence, when you are entering a new work environment. Okay, well, that is all we have got time for today. It was really lovely being able to answer those questions for you. Thank you so much for Jess and for Abby for participating in your in the Q&A. And if there is anything else we can help with, please do get in touch. It's Forte at Forte Training Company. So we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll speak to you next time. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.